Hello, everyone. Please allow me to first congratulate you all for joining the Trollia Publishing Company. Here at TPC, we have a vision to place a book in the hands of each and every child. As such, you are a reflection of this organization and what it is all about. Now, what do we mean by this? To place a book in the hands of every child is no easy task. It takes hard work and determination. Children look to us to provide them with entertainment and education. Through our books, children can laugh and learn while continuing to preserve the innocence of youth. Children are our future. They are the ones who will carry on in our stead once our time has passed. To ensure that they grow up happy, healthy, and educated, we have made it our mission to develop and distribute literature that is both compelling and educational. Why have we chosen to concentrate on our youths? Well, as I'm certain you have all heard the phrase, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. This translates to the fact that older individuals have a more difficult time in learning and comprehending information that is not native to what they initially understood. In fact, trying to change the mind of an elderly who has followed a particular notion their whole life is incredibly difficult, if not impossible. Children do not generally have a preconceived notion of the world just yet. Concepts like racism, gender differences, and cultural appropriation have little meaning to children, while adults and elderly may feel differently. In fact, according to Dodgson, there is research to support the notion that younger people are increasingly less racist and generally more accepting of another's cultural differences than older people. Unfortunately, research has also shown that children begin to develop racial bias as young as 3 years. In fact, children have been shown to assign more positive attributes to people who share cultural similarities with themselves, and negative attributes to people who appear different. But research has shown that these children are more willing to accept differences of others as they are exposed to them at a young age. Now, please, if you would listen, I would like to share with you all a short story. This is what drove me to create the company and invest in our youths. I used to work as a certified nurse assistant in a convalescent home. I studied hard and worked my way into this medical setting at the age of 17 while still in school. While there, I was simultaneously doing volunteer work for my high school graduation. As part of my high school graduation requirements, I was mandated to perform volunteer community service, so I volunteered at the local public library and worked closely with children. During my tenure with both organizations, I was able to see the differences between the two very different generations of human beings. The elderly were generally kind and a pleasure to work with. However, they had very twisted notions of the world and how it used to be. There were several people who needed to remain separate from others because they did not get along. The reason they didn't get along was because of the color of their skin. Several elderlies also believed that nurses should exclusively be women and were always confused as to why I, as a male, were working with one. As a male performing a female job in their eyes, they always saw me with disdain. Even after explaining that the title of nurse and doctor do not exclusively represent gender roles and can be fulfilled by either gender, many refused to accept the truth. Several of them told me that in their time, these roles were usually gender locked. In this age, however, gender roles have little to do with one's qualifications and specific tasks anymore, according to Nirupama and Namrata. Children, on the other hand, have no preconceived notions. At some point while working with them, I let them know that I was working as a CNA and helping elderly people. The children at first shared the same ideas that nurses and doctors were gender locked. However, once I told them the contrary was in fact true, they were more accepting. As a matter of fact, several of them asked me stories of why I wanted to enter the medical field in the first place. The children were shown to be more open-minded and willing to accept new information as it became available, while elderly were more attuned to retain the preconceived notions that they believed in for their entire lives. As time goes on, people are continuing to change. In fact, in 1964, after the Civil Rights Act was passed, 18% of whites claimed to have an African American friend, while in 1998, 86% stated they do, while 87% of African Americans shared this notion, according to Thernstrom. Additionally, England have stated that gender inequality has decreased significantly in the past generation. As such, children are far more susceptible to change. As we continue to develop and move further into the future, it's my dream and the company's mission to play its part in ensuring that the world is a better place for our children and their children. One day, I hope we can create a society that is 100% accepting of everyone, free from gender or racial bias. This organization will continue to play its part and help our future grow one book at a time. Thank you.